Since almost 20 years, I'm teaching my clients how to use the knowledge of geopolitics and the understanding of geopolitics with something I call the flag theory. We know all what's happening all over the world. We just have to watch the news. It's not only me who is affected, many people affected. I by myself live in Dubai, so I'm at a hotspot at the moment when it comes to geopolitical changes. But geopolitical changes happening since humans are existing. Shifts in powers are not something unusual. The only question is, will you sustain once such shifts are happening in your region? That's why I'm talking about a very important topic. It's called the flag theory. I always say, don't put all your eggs in the same basket. Become independent by investing and preserving wealth on a global scale and not just in a regional area where something that is geopolitically or politically, locally politically changing can actually affect you in a very, very negative way. Your first flag that you ever received was your passport. Once you received your passport, you couldn't choose it. It was in the country where you was born. And this passport was either very good or it was negative. So you couldn't really choose it from where you get it. So let's say you got a German passport. You have certain rights and you have certain things to do. You have, for example, the right to vote. Because it's a democratic country, you have to pay taxes because it's by law. But at the same time, you have the right to travel. And with a German passport, it's very nice to travel. Other countries may not have these rights. They may not even be able to travel freely. So what we do within the flag theory is we first analyze the passport. We first analyze your passport. And we see what's the benefits and what's the disadvantages of your passport. Once we understood that, we start to put a second flag. As an example, if I pay very high taxes, I set a second flag in a country where I pay low or no taxes. You get my point? You keep your benefits and you take more benefits in other regions. So you might have a second residency and you'll be able to perform something we called residence management. This gives you, first of all, advantages when it comes to taxes, but it also gives you advantages in case you have to leave your country for whatever reason. Maybe political changes, maybe war, maybe other problems that make you leave, or you have to leave, maybe even quickly. So once we solved problems like the tax situation, it's also very important to preserve your wealth. So let's say you have a German passport, you live in the UAE, and you create wealth. Where should this wealth be? Should it be in the UAE or in Germany? Maybe not. Maybe it should be in a third country that again gives you some benefits. Let's say you invest in real estate, maybe in England, because you have nothing there than your real estate. So the only thing that can be affected there could be your real estate, but not your residency, not your taxes, just a real estate investment. Let's say you have cash. We take another flag or set another flag, maybe in Liechtenstein or in Singapore, to preserve your banking investments or your cash, to again diversify you in a way that makes you more and more untouchable. So you have a German passport, you have your money in Singapore, you have your real estate in England, you have your second residency in the UAE, and you might even go a step further and get a second passport to really be able to also live freely from your passport that you own at the moment. With this kind of diversification, you reach a stage where you become out of a sudden very, very flexible, very free in your movement, tax optimized, and whatever happens in the place where you live at the moment, you can act very, very fast. You can change your behavior, your movements instantly without risking everything that you have. That's the flag theory in a nutshell, and especially in the situation where we are at the moment, and we can all feel it, geopolitical changes, tensions, wars arising, not only in less developed countries, also in highly developed countries, Western countries, Middle Eastern countries. So nobody knows exactly anymore what's going to happen in the next couple of months or a couple of years. What I can tell you is we're living in a world that is now very, very fast changing in their geopolitical powers, in their behaviors, in their laws, and the level of risk is increasing at this time dramatically. That's why you have to diversify as fast as possible. And Paulson & Partners is focusing on these kind of strategies. Since almost 20 years, we experienced this kind of situations before, and they will also come in the future. If you're interested to understand how the flag theory works exactly with your situation, you can give us a call or send us an email and ask for a consultation call. Thank you.